Oh, hold on. I wanna... Oh, shit. Ew, those vicious teeth look like they could rip through almost anything. They're good, aren't they? They're made of special alloy I developed just for this job. The cutter rotates 10 times per second so it can get through any kind of door in no time at all. And what are the two parts at the top here? Oh, those are for attaching hinges to the section of door that gets cut out. Right, of course. Nothing can match this machine for power. It can make a mincemeat of even the toughest of doors. It sounds so charming and friendly when you say what it's for, but it feels like the reality of the cat flapomat is that it's a grim weapon of door destruction. Well, the guy is so adorable. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him, even developing deadly weapons. Is there nothing I can examine? I guess not. But this flapomat was made after all this happened, so I'm gonna fuck it up. She used it, but she used it after all of this happened though. Right? Saw the blood splatter all over that wretched girl. Tossed the gun out of the peephole. Yeah, how did she toss the gun out of the peephole? Cause a peephole like wouldn't usually... I mean, I'm gonna try, but I still don't see how...
Objection!
What on earth is that? Eccentric contraption, Council? Oh, it's a cat flapomat, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of the room. Can cut through any door you can think of and make a new little door in the middle of it. That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating a so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come in and come and go as... I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves. Damn, but the cat's lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case. Oh, really? Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door. Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid to fail to see what this has to do with the matter at hand. Perhaps it would help if I described its function another way then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine, practically no time at all. I beg your pardon, a peephole, you say? 2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windybanks had taken place. That's right, according to the paperwork at the yard, it was you, your Japanese assistant and Sholmes. He says Japanese, the other one says Nipponese. Why? Okay, the 3 of us were together, and it's exactly come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time. Your assistant did what? There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that. Oh, wait! I didn't know it could make a peephole. I didn't realize it could make one. I know it can make it flap, but he said peephole, not flap. Because I looked through the peephole myself in order to see inside the locked storeroom. A cat hole is just a peephole. Oh, I thought they meant an actual hole. Oh my gosh, English! English! Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Why did you just say a door trap? Oh my gosh, you look through it through the the door window. Why do you say peephole? I thought it was legitimately like a hole, a small hole with like some glass, you know, and you look inside, like a small like this. Oh my gosh. I can't with y'all. This is really gross. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much in my testimony. How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake? Yes, how could you? What? There was no peephole or cat flap in that door. And there was none of it. So you were lying. Kindly say what you mean. Alright, it's time. Time to strike the final blow. What I mean is this, my lord. My sister made the peephole in the storeroom door, and until such time as she did, the door had no holes in it to look through. What? No! Wow, he really knows how to spin.
Objection!
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was... Yes, it was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant using this device. Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions. This is a more serious act of vandalism, for which I humbly apologize, my lord. It was in a few minutes that I left the scene in order to pursue the skulking brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in the light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes. Okay, you did that on purpose. The door having a big hole in it for no reason is kind of a wild idea to take at face value. Exactly. Explain yourself, counsel. Really, you need an explanation? Catch up, please. The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door. Yes, that flighty girl shooting the man in the back. However, if at the time of the incident that people did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way that you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies. Order! Is there any credence in this revelation? None whatsoever, as my learned friend must surely realize. Exactly, this is just some cheap trick designed to discredit me. I'm afraid not, sir. Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that this plaything can cut through a solid wooden door? Oh yes, I designed it to be very powerful. It can cut through even the toughest of doors. That's absurd. I don't believe it for a second. Aha! I had a feeling you'd say that. What? Waggy, cooey, time for dinner. Oh my gosh, that is so precious! Oh my god, the cat followed them. Kitty! Oh my gosh, so precious. Well, young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make a cat flaps in the oak paneling at the Old Bailey. What are you saying? Santa, what are you saying? That we shouldn't have cat flaps anywhere so we could like summon the cats so they can eat? What? Why are you saying that? No, every door should have cat flaps. I'm not done yet, don't worry. This doesn't mean that the people in the storeroom door at Winniebanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you can prove that it was. No, but it's easy. What? The cat flaps, my cat flap-o-matic crates are all of a fixed size. And the dimensions of the people at Winniebanks are an exact match. Old Seekins lost for words. Excellent work, Iris. Thank you. And now it's my student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home. Well, yes, that's true. She's not gonna be able to testify to that. Then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the people has dimensions that are a perfect fit for this contraption. In that case, when was the peephole cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer. Oh yeah, he's gonna demand proof. What is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Van Zeeks? It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the peephole was created after the incident using this device. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to the fact there's no proof. Who needs words when we have evidence? I have evidence that Van Zeeks is a poopy. And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the people was made, my learned friend's claim amounts to nothing more than a baseless accusation. Aye. He's gonna love a lot of bruises on his back. Indeed, that is so, Lord Van Zeeks. What, counsel? Don't give up now, Runo. This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through. I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing. Sato-san, the greatest judicial assistant in the world. She could have been like the greatest attorney, but whatever. Very well, the counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Prove that the peephole in the door of Winniebanks' storeroom was created after the event and not before. The door! When was this made? 1:30. Yeah. R.
Take that!
There! What are you? Aha! Checkmate! Bitches. A print from that detective's infernal cameras again. My judicial assistant, Mrs. Sato Mikotoba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman, which is why I have never had cause of any doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof. And the necessary proof is in this photographic print, counsel. This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises. Yeah, no holes. And it was also it also shows the accused mercilessly wielding a gun in the direction of the defense's broker. But more to the point, it pictures the storeroom's door in the background. Let me see that print again. I don't believe it. It really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description. Mr. Graydon, you could possibly have witnessed the crime as you claim to have done, because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door. In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna see him lose his mind though? I'm satisfied that the defense has substantiated its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness testimony was entirely fallacious. He's gonna lose his shit. That's not the only thing we now know beyond all reasonable doubt. My learned friend's assistant guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with a crime scene. But more importantly, good lord, there's more, Lord Van Zieks? You're focusing on the wrong thing right now. You're the worst. The defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury, but there is no proof that this man is the victim's killer. Yes, that's right. What? I was there at the scene, it's true. And I was shot in the arm, it's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here. No, please, no! Van Zieks like, he's just a sneaky little guy. Oh my gosh, I don't believe this. But they're right, as it stands now, I don't have any definitive proof that he's the culprit. Still, he can't worm his way out of it now. Iris, you know what they say. There's no point locking the cat's door after the cat has bolted. Isn't that right, Bruno? Oh my gosh, cat left, I'm so sad. As Hurley always say. One lie begets another. No, wait! That might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories. Well, no matter what, who said it first, you're right. Mr. Graydon, not only did you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense! Make no sense? What do you mean by such a remark? What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there's a fundamental inconsistency in your statements. What?
Objection!
It keeps going. He keeps trying to get away. This provocative talk, counsel. Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency. I was getting to it. Iris was right. One lie begets another. The inconsistency is revealed by the lies in this witness statement. They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about, namely all you did was interrupt us, this unprofessional fool. I know, right? The blood stains that were present on Mr. Strahd's coat. That's right, the victim's blood spattered all over her when she shot him. But how could you possibly have known that? obviously, because I saw her do it through the people in the... The point is that is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing. You're not making any sense. Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the people in the storeroom? What? Oh, obviously Has the cat got your tongue, witness? The people in the door was made after the incident had occurred. And once I returned to the shop, having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. Since that time, the police have been at Windybanks constantly, carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson? Well, yes, of course. The place is chock full of pawn articles, and my lads had to thoroughly examine them all. So I gave the order to have officers working around the clock in shifts so we get through it all. And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Grayston, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you should have known nothing about the people in the storeroom door. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Objection!
And yet, the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the people in the door. How on earth is that possible? Could I have a word, please, or Van Zeeks? Speak, Inspector. It's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you, permission denied. He's like, we've been here for like more than 4 hours. Can I please go back home? I want to see my family. I want to finish my day and go back to see my wife and my kids. I haven't seen my kids since last Christmas. Let me go back to my family. His chips are getting soggy. I know, right? He has unlimited like fish and chips just getting out. It's not all the same to me, Inspector, not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes. He's clocking in. He clocked in like 500 years ago and he still hasn't gone home. That's because those games are so long. Of course, sir. Mr. Graydon, you shouldn't have known about the existence of that people, which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize I trust that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications. Yes, but the defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And in fact, considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be. Who is this person in question, counsel? Who gave this witness details of the crime scene to facilitate his false testimony? It's Van Zeeks, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Take that!
The truth is, it can only have been you, Inspector Gregson. Me?
Objection!
You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim, my learned friend. Consider the fact. that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today. Indeed, preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess, while the police executed the subpoena and brought the man here from the communications station. And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea, no inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court. Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned? Yes, my lord, until then it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the people. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand that he realized his position, and that he would have to defend himself against the accusation of that he was the third intruder. You're suggesting that to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information so that he would commit perjury in order to save his skin. Exactly. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson. This is a blooming outrage. Why would I be giving away details of our investigations to this fella, huh? I was summoned to his lordship's chambers during the recess in any case. Have you forgotten that? Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery. Which means the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after the proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been full view with the stands where such illicit discussions could have possibly occurred. Oh, but you forgot about this little like that moment when that other guy was giving a testimony. They were like whispering to each other, you know? They were whispering to each other, don't you remember? Oh, I just remembered something, Luna. Where's it, Iris? There was one time before, wasn't there? I think it was when Ginny was testifying. Oh yeah, Ginny was the one testifying. Oh yes, now that I mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve Miss McGilden's music box from the scene of the crime. That's it! It was during that testimony. Yep. I remember finding it strange at the time. Benzix was too busy drinking wine to notice. I know, right? They're not being sleek at all. They're not being sleek. They were legit turning their backs to us. Mr. Graydon and the inspector seem to be having some kind of secret discussion. Would have been possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed then. You little toe rag, you're making all this up. I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud. Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke? Admittedly, you wouldn't have had any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense. What deal, counsel? I wonder if perhaps in exchange for details about the people at the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector. I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Well,
Objection!
Oh, no more fish and chips for you, sir. Not where you're going. It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this student's specialty. I don't do that. But with the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim. Evidence? Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The court must see proof of this alleged deal. This is it. If Inspector Gregson did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon, then logically there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it. More fish and chips! Do you think he could be... Yes. It's the missing link that would join all the dots together in this puzzle. That second disc! I must press you for an answer now, counsel. What evidence explains the nature of this alleged deal that Inspector Grayson made with the witness? I don't know if that would work. I think it's the second disc. Two discs. I'll try.
Take that!
Oh, it worked. It worked. Inspector Gregson? Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case? What are you getting at now, sunshine? Is it possible that this other top secret case is what's alluded to in this newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice? How in the bleeding Nora could you? We discovered during the course of this trial the music box deposited at the Windy Banks by Magnus McGilded, a special music box that designed to play 2 discs at once. It would seem very likely now that encoded on the pair of discs that were in McGilded's possession are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second of the disc containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the disc for details on the case. You little... Ah! No more fish and chips. On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windy Banks, you said this. I'll be taking that whatever it is of Miss McGilded down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. No, don't give it to him. It's mine. That is mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Scotland Yard already knew at the time, isn't that right? That Magnus McGilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets. My orders were recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry and do it on the QT, strictly hush-hush. And that explains why, when I presented the disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that it contained highly confidential information. Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness, to aid and abet this man in giving false testimony? There's no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known of the existence of the people. It's the only explanation. A deal was struck between these two men. Oh my gosh. So much food, the raining
Objection!
to their mouths. If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak here, in this very courtroom. Wait, what? In this room? How could you possibly make a claim like that? Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective. What? Oh my gosh, Miss Unicorn Queen! Welcome!
We're glad you're here.
Just so you know, we are at the very, very end of the last case of Greatest Attorney Chronicle Adventures. So, if you never played this game before and you mind spoilers, I must say, big, giant, neon sign spoiler warning. But welcome, welcome. How was your week? What's that supposed to mean, eh? As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly, he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would insist on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand. Good gracious, then, you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession? He has a second disc actually on his person?
Yes!
The defense demands that the inspector be searched at once. Definitely. They could only have struck a deal in with each other when Ginny was testifying before. And Bexy has moved from the witness stand since. My lord, please order an examination of his personal effects immediately. Wow, Inspector. Oh my gosh, he makes me hungry. This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He's insulted me in my profession quite enough. Your PC isn't working because you have a RAM problem. Oh, flashing transparent green screen across the entire screen, and you panicked and turned it off, then rebooted it and made this long beep noise that you asked some people and they said it was a RAM problem. Oh no! Oh no! I've heard of blue screen. I wasn't aware that there would be like a green screen. A transparent green screen. I've never heard of that before. Hold on. They said that you need to check each RAM stick. So tomorrow you have to open up your PC and take out each stick and test them. Yeah, I had no idea that there was like a green screen thing. I know about the blue screen, but not the green screen. That is... Oh my gosh, that is so fucked. Who told you that it was a RAM problem? Are they like... Are they technicians? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can identify which RAM stick is bugging. So you cannot use your PC at all. But like, okay, so you have like usually every PC has like a few RAM sticks. But you have to identify which one is not working. So you have to remove the one that is not working. Okay, so you're gonna test tomorrow. That is so sad. I'm so sorry. You looked it up and said that it was, and then they said it was, and you trust them a lot. Yours has two. Yeah, most PCs has two. Hopefully it's just one and not the two of them that are fucked. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that's his. Yeah, Fisher also is good with computers. So, yeah, he's he's our IT guy. 8 gigabytes total. So if one is bad, then it's gonna suck. If you only have 4 gigabytes of RAM, it's true. 4 gigabytes is rough, but you could replace it. I mean, it sucks, but it's totally replaceable. Like you don't have to function with just 4. You could like put another RAM stick in it. The first thing to try though is to pull them both out and then put it back in, reseating them. Both are desktop. Depends on how old the computer is. Oh yeah. Windows 8. Oh. Oh. It's not like a, but it's not like a I mean, did you build that computer? Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. It's a question of hardware, not software. Yeah, like I don't think it yeah, it doesn't matter what Windows you have. It's the material that it is. Cuz like so it's a like you're transferring cuz you're talking about transferring from an a newer PC material to an older PC, it could be tricky. But like if it's not like too years, if it's like not too much apart, like in years, you bought it from Walmart, okay. RAM standards change every few years. Oh yeah. If the machine came with Windows 8, it probably has DDR3 since that was the standard then. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, and you might be out of luck. You could try. You could try. We never know. We never know, you know? Uh but yeah, like I said, if it's just like a RAM stick that is like fucked, then it's easily replaceable. It's not the end of the world. It's not like your graphics card is like just, or it's like, yeah, so some of the materials like that could have gone wrong, like it, and that couldn't be replaced. But if it's like just a RAM stick, it could easily be replaced if it doesn't fit. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you can fix the problem. Yeah, like yeah, RAM. Yeah, at least it's just a RAM. SSDs next to the hard drives and SSDs. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I was under the impression aren't SSDs like still expensive? I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like RAMs are pretty cheap in, compared to others. SSDs are really cheap now. Actually, I had no idea. The price goes down every year. Oh damn. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Good to know. Good to know. They aren't all good though. Yeah. Yeah. Almost all better than a spinning a hard drive. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like I'm like, what is the pro of choosing a hard drive versus an SSD? Like I don't know. Is there a reason why someone would choose a hard drive over an SSD? I'm not sure. Hard drives fit more? I guess. You have 10 terabytes of hard drive. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, back to the game. Back to the game. This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. Okay, why have we read that? However, if it'll pull this matter to bed and dispel any doubts about any involvement, then I'll happily submit to a body search. What? He's going to agree to it? I presume you're aware of the precipice on which you will now teeter, my student friend. You've made a most serious allegation against Scotland Yard here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service. This trial will end, and my country's government will formally demand yours that you are severely reprimanded. Sounds serious. Indeed, to have a visiting student make such defamatory remarks about our country's most senior police force. I mean, talking bad about the police in the UK. I mean, I do that every day. It's not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook. You're just threatening Bruno because you're scared. The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences. It's true. I can't imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's agreement for something so critical. He hid it in his thing, like the fish and chips. He hid the thing in there. This must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it, but somehow something doesn't feel quite right here. Very well, counsel. You know the implications, so let me ask you one final time. Yes? He would have crushed the disc. That's probably what. Wait. No, oh my gosh. Sirs? When? Hold on. What did the Gregson do? Yeah, I have to think about it. I have to search my memory. He shook the guy! He shook the guy next to him. Yes, the defense formally demands the search to be conducted. Well, don't say you weren't warned, but your typical Nipponese stubbornness may very well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good. Fair enough. I've got nothing to hide. No, I wanted the other guy. Very well then. Bailiff, conduct a search of the inspector's personal... Yeah, no, like... The other guy. The defense demands a search, but not of Inspector Gregson. Huh? This guy. No. What's all this? This guy. I'm the one who you're accusing, aren't I? I thought you wanted to search me. Defend of... On the old is... one is nasty. Oh my gosh. No, no, Inspector, not you. Somebody else. Time to go get your Swiffler. What's the meaning of this? Lost it at last, have you, sunshine? The court shouldn't have to put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational. Oh yeah. That's, yeah. Be quiet, all of you. Iris. Oh my gosh. Bruno's doing what you all told him to do and having the courage of his convictions. So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way. Damn. They really shut up for the little kid. Well said, young lady. Indeed, this court is in awe of the defense counsel's conviction and eagerly awaits his next words. You what? No, don't be hasty, my lord. If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today, fairly sure I know who has the disc at that moment. There's only one person it can be. It's Waluigi. Search Waluigi.
Take that!
I don't think a rat would be in there. That's certainly not a rat. Also, rats are cute. I love rats. I used to have rats. Pet rats. Not anymore, but I miss that. I really want to have pet rats again. My lord, Mr. Nash spoken. Well, never. Blimey. Blimey. They're the things that look like, they look like rulers. And there's a dead bug. No! No. Like, it's X. Like, I reject you. Where's my cross? I don't have a cross. Get that shit away. Restrain the witness and conduct a thorough search of his personal effects.
Hold it!
You will not bring this in my chat. I reject. I repel. Please, my lord. Inspector, Scotland Yard has to object to this search. Uh-oh. Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here. In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object. But Lord Van Zeeks, I have no idea what forces are in the play that might influence your actions. Personally, I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial. Bailiff, carry out the search. Make sure to search his butthole. Now, hold on the mo. I done nothing about no disc. Cut it out! Now! Here, my lord. In the witness pockets. It wasn't in his anus. You could have done a better job hiding it. You do best when you're not doing anything. We're doing all the job here. Yeah. Good lord, that's another music box disc. I don't know nothing about it. Nothing. His brother is like, the fuck did you do? It's the second music box disc left behind by Magnus McGilded. Damn, it's the DDR3. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh no, I should have done that. Is it not Inspector Gregson? He's lost so much food. Oda! Mr. Skulkin, what have you to say for yourself? Gordon Bennett. I mean, just Gordon Flaming Bennett. I didn't know nothing about that disc. Honest to God! Counsel, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal that was struck was between this witness and this detective, no? Without question, my lord. Then, for pity's sake, why on earth was this man in possession of the disc that the inspector traded for information? Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. But at one particular point in this trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment. Oh my gosh, sweetie!
Sugar, we're glad you're here.
Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is. I should have ended the stream like 1 hour ago, but we're so close to the end of this case. We're like unbelievably close. It didn't help that I went on a 20-minute rant about Love Island Australia. That didn't help. But I really want to finish this case tonight. And I said I wouldn't move off from my chair except to go to the bathroom until I finish this. And we're really at the end, so spoiler warning, y'all. Spoiler warning. How was your week, sweetie? I don't recall. What's your unusual behavior? It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. Tell me, Mr. Graydon, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket? I admit to nothing of the sort. Look at it! Oh my gosh! It still makes me laugh. I'm sorry. I thought we were over this, but it still makes me laugh. Well, Mr. Graydon answered my questions. The inspector appeared to have grabbed Nash Skulkin by his coat and it was shaking him violently. I mean, violently is a bit much. Yeah, he did and all. Thought me noggin was gonna fall clean off, I did. Your some friends are in town on a layover and are sleeping in your living room. So Idaho and you are quietly in the office. That's awesome. That is awesome. Like maybe I should go to Seattle and crash at your place too. Like, the more the merrier. I was wishing I'd be born as me, brother. And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that? I ain't got a clue. He just suddenly turned and grabbed me whilst like that and started shaking me. Where the blazes did you mention the third gun when we got you down the station? That's what he said. Yelled it right down my ear, old deed. Me head's still throbbing now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you and me, we're gonna storm her interactive headquarters like the capital. Oh my gosh. The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been then that he did it. Oh yes. You and me, we go. Oh my gosh, I wish we have several questions. I wish that you live like also like near Brittany, right? I wish I lived near one of y'all, like friend streamer. I see for example, you and Brittany Marie, Wait, isn't she? But I saw that BM, Brittany Marie. Yeah. Yeah, so like if you wanted to, you could like easily like come together and do like a collab, a stream collab, you two together. It's also the same with Snuggly, and I think she lives close to oh my gosh, why am I blanking on everybody's username now? Mary Loves Mew and Dizzy Dratini. Like the three of them, like they live close to each other, no? So they can also come together and do some kind of collab. At least I know that Mary Loves Mew and Snuggly like are in the same area. Oh, you're not sure about Dizzy? Okay. But who do I have? Nobody. Nobody. I know of like one. There is like one Nancy Drew fan that I know of who lives in the Montreal area, but he's not like a streamer. Like he's more of a Twitch viewer, so that wouldn't work. And Fisher is, I mean, he doesn't come here often. He doesn't come here that often. I want streamer friends like 2 years here, so we can do an actual in-person collab, or go to that other person's. Maybe someday. Oh, it would, in the upcoming Salem convention, we should totally find a way to stream me and Brittany and Candy. We should totally find a way to stream while we're there, or do some kind of vlogging or something like that. That would be so fun. Get your butt to the Salem convention. Get your butt over here on the East Coast. That was the opportunity Inspector Gregson created for himself in order to hide the disc. Oh, bless my wig, he hid it? You. I'm afraid I failed to comprehend the motive here. For the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? This is a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence. Yeah, like if you come, the more the merrier. We could have some, we could hang out, have some margaritas, do some Nancy Drew activities. Do some stream vlogging activities. It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that. Why ever not? As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions. My orders were: recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it on the QT, strictly hush hush. Hush hush. We did. Brittany was in the talks of like having well, not a convention, but like a meetup on the West Coast. So here's the thing. Las Vegas is fine, but it's not my choice of like a West Coast place to go and visit. I I'm not a gambling person, really. I never do any gambling. Yeah, they were talking about Las Vegas, and here's the thing. I don't have anything against Las Vegas, but like I'm not a gambling person. I probably would be bored in Vegas. I know there are more stuff to do in Vegas, but not much. You have a Texas wedding right around, and so you're not sure you can swing it. Ah, dang it. I would have chosen. Honestly, I would have said if you're gonna organize something on the West Coast, Sydney, Washington would have been the obvious choice, because that's where the NCG headquarters is. Also, it's Sydney. You could go and visit like the area. Isn't there like an area where Deception Island? That's where it's based on. I absolutely want to go there. I want to go to where like the place where the whale museum and all. That's like I'm more interested in that than Vegas. You might be like, we could do a forest trip. Oh my gosh, this is gonna turn into a Twilight trip. Twilight. Oh my gosh. There are pools, DJs, nice weather, Magic Mike's shows. Oh, where? In Vegas? Or in Sydney? Oh, in Vegas. I guess the Magic Mike shows could be cool. But there are pools and DJs everywhere. I have pools and DJs. As far as where the information source comes from, confidential government communications, it would seem as if the information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic. Does that sum up in the situation, Inspector? I'm operating under direct orders from the ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question. Isn't there like a... Oh, I would have to check the page again. At one point they're gonna do like a Nesiju convention on a cruise. Now that I wanna go. I wanna go on the cruise. Oh my gosh, okay, yeah, no, hold on. Now I wanna check that. 2023, yeah, the Nesiju, okay, they're Cooperstown, New York. Salem, okay, yeah. 2024, they're doing it in Fort Lauderdale? No, thank you. New York, Sleepy Hollow, New York, in October 2024. Wait, that's kind of close to us. I would be able to go to Sleepy Hollow, New York. Yeah, I'm not going to Fort Lauderdale. Forget it. The 95th and Nesidu's 95th anniversary. That's in 2025. Where are you going in 2025? Hold on a sec. Galveston, Texas. The Royal Caribbean Cruise? No way! Wait, no, hold on. Am I reading this right? Royal Caribbean Cruise to stops including Yucatan, Mayan rules and Cozumel. You're staying at Abby's. Abby is in New York? Wait, what? Abby, it was that close to me? Okay. 2025, it says Royal Caribbean Cruise. I think there is gonna be a cruise. She's in Buffalo? Oh my gosh. They're also gonna have a Dallas, I think. And 2026, they're having the Chicago, Illinois in 2026. Okay. And then 2027 is Maryland. 2028 Montreal. Woo! Let's go! Let's go! 2029 in New York City. And 2030 is Hawaii. Land events and cruise around the islands. Let's go! Let's go! We go. Oh, amazing. Shit, I would be able to attend if it's in New York. If it's in New York, I would be able to attend. And I'm so gonna save up for that cruise. God damn it. Everybody start saving up, okay? Everybody start saving up. We meet on the cruise. Soria's. Oh, and there's y'all better come to Montreal. I swear to God, y'all better come to Montreal. So realizing there was a chance that you may be searched here in the court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness. Oh yeah, this game is still going. You only pretend to attack Mr. Skulkin in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket. They are just reiterating what we already know. All a pretense? Yes, it was. Okay, can we move on from this? We established that. Well, now, Inspector Gregson, and you, Mr. Graydon, are you prepared to admit that to the accusation made against you of this alleged deal? Admit to it, yours truly, please. Mr. Graydon. Clearly, our Eastern visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed the disc to the inspector. But then, how do you explain the reason why you knew about the peephole? I'm under no obligation to explain. What? Yes, I lied in my testimony. That I admit, so sentence me accordingly. But that is all I admit. Murder, leaking government secrets, striking a deal with the detective of this young Eastern man's fancy. I have no idea what any of this is about. You... Oh my gosh. That poor lawyer's back. I'm tired of these people. Like, can you just give it up? What about you then, Inspector Gregson? Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire that disc? Ladies and gents of the jury, as a Scotland Yard inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice. So, as a member of the Republic of this fine country, I'd like to think that justice will be your guiding light when you're making your decisions. That last guy don't give a fuck. He's a tourist. It's quite a quandary indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the conclusion of the trial. Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it is time that we put the matter to the jury for their final leanings. Well, now as fellow servant of Queen and Country, I must say I sympathize with the old inspector. Yes, he's a dependable man, I'm quite sure. In service, one becomes a good judge of character. Oh my gosh, all these bootlickers. Even crossing your eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me. Well, as a fellow professional, I'd like to put my faith in the detective, really. Oh my gosh. Graydon is a highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idol. Stop. Detective has very much trust in us. More than this, I cannot say. I don't believe it. These 6 jurors are... They're going to believe Gregson if they declare their decision now. Is Jeannie going to be found guilty? The British Scotland Yard are ready to show their titties to Scotland Yard. That's how much they love Scotland Yard. If I don't manage to produce some definitive evidence right now, then we're going to lose. Either some proof that Graydon killed Mr. Windybank or stole those government secrets, or some evidence to force Gregson into admitting that he struck a deal with the witness. Well then, counsel, I think it's time to impose on the jurors to declare their final decisions, no? That is, unless you have some compelling evidence you have thus far not presented to the court. If I let the judge call on the jurors to announce their leanings, Gina will be found guilty. So there's no choice then, Renault. You have to throw some more evidence at them. I keep throwing evidence again and again and again, and you keep coming back. This is it now. It all comes down to this. Are you sure? Are you sure? You've been saying that several times. I'll leave it to the jury. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, we have the second one. Can't we just play it? Can't we just play it now that we have the second disc? We found it. Oh, sorry. Okay, I should probably do that, like, not here. Hold on a sec. Yeah, so I need to go to the bathroom? God damn, I've been streaming for so long. Oh my gosh. I need to go to the bathroom. So, 5-minute break, y'all. So if you want to go to get a snack, get a drink, go to the bathroom, now's the time. Alright, be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I got myself some jelly beans. Jelly beans. Yeah, jelly beans. There's a lot of black jelly beans though. Um, um, I don't know what to do. Mr. Graydon, there's one final piece of evidence I would like you to see. Misguided fool, whatever you intend to show me now, you'll be wasting your time. I have nothing left to lose. I assure you I will admit to nothing. Let's do this.
Take that!
That Mr. McGilda's Peculiar Music Box Council? Yes, with a disc already in place, ready to play. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we just discovered set in place as well. Goodness! The disc council? No way! I can't let you do that! Why not? Because, well, because it's not got nothing to do with this case, that's why. Not true, Inspector. The defense has already proposed that the sounds heard by the court earlier from this music box were part of a Morse code message. We know that Morse code comprises of two distinct tones. The defense believes that the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. And now we have a chance to confirm that theory. For crying out loud, Sunshine, we're talking about secret states here. State secrets here. If you're letting the whole courtroom hear confidential information like that, it's treason. Then do you admit the charge that in order to protect those state secrets, you engaged in unlawful dealings with the witness? You're mad! If you let that secret information out into the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot! Let's not forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness. That you continue to lie to the court, and all because by fair means or foul, you are determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine. Don't you dare! I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of. My lord, if you please, the court must hear the sounds made by that music box. Come on, Van Ziek, for Pete's sake, stop him! Not the sole of his boots. Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard puppet. In this courtroom, my duty is to the law. So let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth by fair means or foul. Very well. The defense's stance here and that of the prosecution has been made clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance to the defense request, the court will now listen as this music box is set in operation once more. This time with the second disc in place and both discs playing simultaneously. Oh, listen to that. It's unmistakable now. It's Morse code. Hold it. All right, I admit it. Whatever you want, but for the love of God, shut that blooming box. Okay, fine. You admitted it. Okay, fine. Let me ask you again then, Inspector Gregson. Did you or did you not strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Graydon? Specifically, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details in exchange for this music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker's storeroom door, Inspector? I did. Stop! What are you doing, man? It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed after recess and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal. Shut up, you imbecile! Shut up! Psst, you there. You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. So how about a trade? I suggest you accept, or information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed. I couldn't let that information become public knowledge, not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal. I told him the details about the case that should put him in the clear. The people in the storeroom door and the bloodstains on the overcoat. By giving false testimony, this witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness's perjury. That's what you get for idolizing Scotland Yard. Turned out that the people had only been made after that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest. Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself? There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to escape conviction of a serious crime. Namely this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question. You perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Winnibang. You. Oh shit. Traitor! Oh shit! Oh my god! Violence! 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 Oh my gosh! Ah! What is he doing? Oh my gosh! Whoa, okay. Bailiff! Bailiff! Restrain that man! At once! Uh-oh. Oh shit. Okay. That's it then. A murder in the his fish. His ship. Oh no, not the fish and chip. Murder in the court? That would be I honestly though, I'm living for this drama. I'm living for the drama here. Despite my life growing up, those slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth, born to poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me. So I set about studying to better myself. to one day escape from that hellhole. And you eventually became a communications officer. I admire your determination. But then you decide to try sell government secrets? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money! Yeah! Honestly, I understand you. Money. Even though years later, the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine. Then one day, I met him. Mr. Magnus McGilded. You're a fiend with a square talent, so you are. I'm money to throw you away if you're interested. All you need to do is go along with my little plan now. I was to steal the ministry's telegraphic message laws, and Miss Gilder would buy them for a handsome sum. I was always responsible for inspections of the ministry's communications office. It was a simple enough task. The lure of the devil's offerings, how easy it is to succumb. But you must surely have realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing. And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable. By using the music box. My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child. Well, yes, Mr. Mason Milverton. That's right, he was very skilled with his hands. He's once made a music box maker's apprentice. It once been. I imagine his skills would be sufficient to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought out my father again to employ his services. It was the first time I'd seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier. Look at you, Ashley. What a fine gent you've become, eh? He was a different man to the one in my memory, a thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason, so I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music box disc made. Music box disc, hey? A musician friend of mine had written some music he wants to sell to the public. I brought the score with me. There are two actually. I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch me my tools, would you? They're in the loft. That's how I had him make the 2-disc. Thereby splitting the information in two. You were taking considerable precautions indeed. It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with McGilded in 2 separate transactions. The first involved the first of the 2 discs and the music box for playing them. I exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. How much is 10 guineas? Then on receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas. Oh, is that a lot? So what happened on the omnibus 2 months ago? I guess it would be a lot back then. Was the second part of a deal the exchange of the second disc? Yes. I've sold the man information that way a number of times already. But it seems he became reluctant to part with his money. But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. For why was it that on the omnibus 2 months ago? Your father, Mr. Milverton, was the one dealing with Mr. McGilded and not yourself. When I received the 1,000 guineas after my first completed deals with McGilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his troubles. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious. And when he did, he said to me, next time there's an exchange, you'll let your old man on it. Do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore. That was my father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea what was actually on the disc and asked him to make. He never knew. Just like I'll never know why everything went so horribly wrong that night. All I know is that the disc was taken from him and he never returned home. It was only then that I found out that what sort of monster McGilded really was. So after 10 years or of not once uttering it, I swore my father's name. To exact revenge. Revenge? Oh, he did kill McGilded. As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the man will no doubt be able to imagine. McGilded brought all his wealth and influence to bear in the most despicable ways to crush any semblance of justice in his trial. The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. That trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish. My feet had barely touched British soil back then, and I walked into that hornet's nest completely unaware of the sinister background to it all. I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with McGilded by then, so I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself has shown me that. Oh, are you saying that? I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in this courtroom to ensure that he walked free, I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved. You know what? I kinda respect him now. You know? He just wanted some money. He just wanted some money. And he got rid of a huge butthole. So, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. And he was committing treason against the UK. That's more bonus points. I'm just saying. That tragic accident following the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly. It's too bad he killed the poor pawnbroker though. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's true. He did kill the pawnbroker. Yeah. That's very unfortunate. Miss McGilded's death that day was caused by this man. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me to the courtroom. What's this, officer? This sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Oh well, I must be making tracks now. This time for the inspection. I'm going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. So that policeman who came to tell McGilded he could examine the omnibus again. That's right, an imposter hired by me. McGilded used his wealth to manipulate the trial. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence. He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell. An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death. But now I really want to know what happened in that omnibus exactly. What was the conversation? It's gonna drive me nuts. Spine-chilling account indeed. But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see. A loose end? The disc. The box. Yes, I should think it's obvious. The second disc which my father had taken to exchange with McGilded. Yeah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime. When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with McGilded. This is the first of the 2 discs and the music box you need to play them. Wow, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention. So then, as promised, 10 guineas for a year, young man. What's this? Windybank's pawnbrokery? Aye, it's a pawnbroker's ticket, so it is. You can use it to redeem an article I've deposited there for you. There's no need to give a name, just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend the watchword. I'll put a jewel in the pawn for you. It'll fetch a good 10 guineas if you sell it, so it will. I've never heard of a pawnbrokery being used in quite that way before. Have you now, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places, you know. Each one is like an extremely secure vault. It's pretty smart. Maybe now people will think twice before getting into the pawnbrokery business. So I knew that he had taken steps to hide the disc. It would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. And on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone. Yes, to Gina. I remember now that when we first met you at Windy Banks that afternoon 2 days ago, you had a description of Mr. Stride written down. How did you know who you were looking for? From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar and anyone who could see that. I realized immediately that she was another of McGilded's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket, so I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline. It was absolutely right. Oh, so that explains why it took so long. Yeah, sure enough she did. All I needed to do was to wait until the girl went to Windy Banks to redeem the articles. But unfortunately she redeemed only McGilded's overcoat and the one disc that was in its pockets. The all-important music box with the second disc inside was missing. Because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier. But I was unaware of that fact. Had I not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion. Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen government secrets was progressing, we picked up on the fact that McGilded was involved. Spectre, you're recovering fast. My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fellow's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on at the yard, but we had to keep it as quiet as we could. Then when the inspector here took the disc from me in that pawnbrokery that day, I become nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc were still there in the shop somewhere, so I knew it was a race against time. I had to find those articles before the police did. So that's what prompted you to break into the place in that same night. With the help of your own friends, the Skulkin brothers. What happened that night in the pawnbrokery, I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I've located the music box I sold to McGilded on the shelves of forfeited articles. And the second disc was inside? Yes, I slipped it in my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened. What are you doing in my shop? A gunshot rang out in the shop and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm. The broker fired his gun and the bullet pierced your limb. Yes, exactly, but unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case. He didn't have to shoot back. He could have just fled the scene. Before I knew what was happening, I had fired back. The man had already turned to flee and intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him, but unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge. But he would have had to followed him. If he ran towards the storeroom, that means this guy ran after him and shot him. Because if you think about the layout of the shop, the bullet went through him and pierced the calendar, and then there's the counter and then the room, and he ran towards the room, but that's like on the side, not opposite. So it would have had to go behind the counter to be able to take aim and kill the guy. I don't buy it. He definitely wanted to kill this guy. He ran after him with the intent to fire. I don't believe his story about not wanting to fire on him. I don't buy it. It all took place in the blink of an eye. No, not a blink of an eye. I don't buy it. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that's happened at Whitney Banks on that wretched night. Yeah, none of them are buying it. You can see. You can see in their face. They don't give a fuck about his sob story. Get him away. Earlier, you called McGilded a monster. A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. What tragic irony! For what you have done is exactly the same. Money do change people. You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded. Yes, I think I have. Wow, this has been a long and exhausting trial. That's the understatement of the year. Oh my gosh. However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Mr. Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard. Thank you for everybody who's still here after I've been live for almost 6 hours. I'm exhausted with these bitches. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Windybank and the stealing of government secrets. I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting the end to be this long. Oh my gosh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Hold on a second. Oh wait. Oh, what is happening? What is happening? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on a sec. I have to turn off the audio. Okay, it kind of got ruined. That moment, okay, hold on a sec, y'all. AGBs, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Oh wait, you could sub for 6 months? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Okay, I'm gonna go do this again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? I'm gonna do the sub one. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid and the sub. How are you doing? Was I about to get off stream? No. I mean, I'm trying to end this game. This very long game. You thought I was doing another 12-hour stream? I am not. I want the game to end so bad. Oh my gosh. I was like expecting it to last for 4 hours, be able to finish the game in 4 or 5 hours, but like I'm approaching hour number 6. Halfway there. Get the fuck out of here, Somber. How was Subnautica? How was it? You misheard something? You're so tired? You know what? I sympathize with you, but also I think I have a problem with stream elements because my trivia wheel is not showing. My chat bar is not showing up. My Capamon is not showing up either, like my little bee that says welcome. And now my wheel is not showing up. My trivia wheel, I think OBS has trouble trouble with like browser sources. You met a monster or two tonight? Okay, that's yeah. If you have a fear of deep sea, Subnautica is not for you. It's not for you. How did I like this game so far? I would totally recommend it. I don't know if you're familiar with Ace Attorney, but this series itself. But like, if you haven't, I definitely recommend it. It's on your wish list. Hell yeah! I would recommend that you play the first one, the first Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and it'll make you fall in love with it. It'll make you fall in love. There's a lot of dialogue. There is a lot of dialogue, but it's still really, really good. I'm playing the Greatest Attorney Chronicles. It's not exactly a prequel. It's happening like 50 years, hundreds of years before the main series. It's like an ancestor of Phoenix Wright. Just so you know, we are at the end of the case, so there might be spoilers, or they're gonna be spoilers. Very good. And you, Inspector, regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself. It's okay though, by the time you get to it, you'll probably forget everything. But yeah, thank you. Welcome, welcome. You gotta get ready for bed at the moment, so you'll mostly listen. Of course, of course. Hopefully I finish up soon, because I need to get to bed as well. And I stream tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. I stream tomorrow. I'm so exhausted. I might like push it back, the stream. I might like push back the stream for like later during the day, because I'm gonna be so exhausted. Nerdy Horse Girl, hi!
Sugar, we're glad you're here.
Welcome! How are you doing? How was your week? It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains, whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable. If I need to sleep, do it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be sleeping until like 3 p.m. But still, like, still to wake up and then stream right away. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. Yeah? It's time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Yes, sir. Garbage squadron standing by, sir. This is ready and now. Last push, last call. Finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts. I know some streamers who stream like every day. Like it feels like a subathon, but they're streaming every day, and I don't know how they do it. I would be so exhausted if I were them. Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Yeah! We did it! That's the stuff. I'm off the hook. Finally, Runo! You finally managed to do it. Finally is the word. I really wasn't sure if it would come out on top for a while there. Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world. I mean, Susie would be a better lawyer. Mrs. Strad, I'm not finished with you yet. Man, what are you looking at me like that for? Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider, Yeah, like perjury. 2 months ago in my courtroom, no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? In relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Winnibank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilda's property, it seems. I mean, at least it's not murder. I never done nothing of this sort. Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing McGilda's coat in your cell yesterday or anything. And just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Jeannie this evening and turning our attention to the defense, determining that when played together the music box this contained a message in Morse code was, well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, counsel. He needs to see someone about his the amount of consumption of wine. I'm kind of scared for him. Nice. I'm happy you got off of work. p.m. Wait, are you... Where... Are you on the West Coast? Or are... Because... Okay, so if you are on the West Coast, it means that it's 10 p.m. for you, right? Or 9 or 10 p.m. I'm not sure. So you work pretty late. Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. Unless I'm wrong and you're not in North America. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast. Please don't destroy that wine. To demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom. You're on the West Coast. You work in a restaurant, so you work late. Oh, you work late tonight. Okay, yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Well, welcome. At least you came in just in time to see me end this game. We're sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Gregson to admit what he had done, so... If I may say something on that point... Is it... It's about the sound produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all. What? What are you saying, madame? Oh, well, it's just I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see? So much that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact. Goodness, madam, an unhealthy level of obsession one feels. But I must say that in my opinion, the sound produced by those two discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of two different tones. What? Can that really be? It was a Morse code after all? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again. Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you those discs contain ministerial secrets, sunshine? This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilded conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies, secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further. It's really going to bother me. Oh my gosh. Ryu knows. He's gonna bother me too. You and me, Ryu. You and me. Mrs. Strad. Yeah, me lord. That which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing. Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalog of depravity. An appalling experience to befall any child. Come on. Oh, ain't nothing I done seen most days in the back slum. I beg your pardon? If you're weak, you pay for it. It's just how life goes. Gina... But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. The world ain't fair, but if you want it to change, you've got to start at you gotta change how you are yourself. What kind of restaurant is it, Nerdy Horse Girl? Is it a fish and chips restaurant? I really look forward to the born-again Mrs. Strad never gracing my courtroom with her presence again. Oh, if she's anything like Maya, she's gonna come back again and again and again. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of a pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, Not guilty. Oh. What? That. But she did not just fire fireworks into the freaking building. She did not just fire this weapon in the courtroom. Ma'am, this is a building, an inflammable building. What are you doing? Oh, you work in a fancy burger restaurant. Oh, you do Duolingo? I also Duolingo. What's the language? Nice. I love a fancy burger restaurant. Oh. Why y'all still here? It's time to go home. Go see your family. On a personal note, I must say you're surprised being my Far Eastern friend. Oh, not a Nipponese friend anymore? Despite being a You saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within the Englishman. Mostly working on French and Italian, you should learn Spanish since it comes up a lot in your day-to-day life. You have the course, you never do it. I'm learning Spanish right now. And yeah, it's very useful. There's a lot of Spanish speakers here. So it'll prove useful. It's easy to learn. It's easy, but my first language is French, so it's easy to learn Spanish from French. Tinabalducci. Exactly. ¿Puedes comerme el culo? You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures. I know. Okay. I know how to say fish. Pescado. I don't know how to. How do we say chips in Spanish? Pescado y chips. Frites is the French equivalent. Yeah, frites. Fries, frites, chips, fritos, fritas. Okay, pescado y fritas. Yeah, there you go. You have a lot of family that speak Italian and Spanish, but they would either speak very properly and make it difficult or never speak it. It's very hard to learn by conversation. Yeah. Well, I approve of French learning. More French, people. I don't think there's anything curious about it. This man is so condescending. Whether from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in this courtroom. You did? When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. This man is the worst. Through you, I hoped to look in the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand. You mentioned something similar earlier today about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you will learn the answer, whether you like it or not. Alright, then I'll wait for that day if I must. In resolve, coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey and my retirement from service 5 years ago, it gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. Oh, and here we go again.
Oh shit, here we go again.
He did it again. Till we meet again. It's done. It's over at last. But where's Iris disappeared to? Ah! Congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruto. You believed in me right up to the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I feed you, didn't I? No one's ever asked before, see? Get the promise, I mean property. That's awful. I figured something out today. All me up growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. But that's just cause I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. Yes, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and pay for it. That betrayal left a big scar. You know, though, Gina, I watched something else quite recently too. Trusting in someone is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have to thank you for reminding me of that valuable lesson. Well, if you say so, don't make a $5 to me though. I'm trying to say that putting my faith in Eugenia has been a real pleasure. For crying out loud, pack it in! But I suppose I still feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright. Thanks. This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his clients. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma, am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could be? Pardon the interruption. But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow? That voice! It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruto. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Ah, yes, it was me all along. I should have said when finally you noticed me. And the police guy is like, oh, finally, I can go back to... I can have my friend back. But you people with your incessant babbling. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, it was me all along, you see? I'd assume you'd been taken back to the hospital, to be honest. Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again. Oh. I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence. How very above board. But enough of my adventures. That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruto. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you. Thank you. Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe? If I irked you in some way, Mr. Strahd? While you've been having a snooze in your best soft bed, some of us have been fighting for our lives. Ah well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I've been indeed be feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but well, have a feel. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes? And in some way, I suppose congratulations are in order for you too, Mr. Strahd. What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted? Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with a particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious. Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Not alarming in the slightest. Oh, the Reaper, you mean? 'Cause anyone who found not guilty in that trial it was working on winds up dead anyway, is that it? The very point I was trying to make, as exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilda, in fact. Ah, but of course I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself. Yeah, well, it don't bother me. Oh, really? 'Cause, of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like, I'm upstairs. Him upstairs, you mean, like God? Yeah, I'm upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. You would have got the wrong end of the stick. There are some coves like that, bog trotter, are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, I'm upstairs, make sure they get what they deserve. I suppose that's one way to looking at it. Divine justice is one thing though, the Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another. Well, I ain't like the McGildas of the world, I ain't scared, I got principles, see? A trait in you which is to be admired, Mr. Strahd. Oi, just give a rest, alright? As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. Well, there you are, Hurley. How long have you been here? Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there. Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves. What happened? As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed as a bailiff. And these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it? I'm not sure, really. I beg your pardon? I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble one day. I'll be careful. Ouch. Anyway, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight, but you won't be able to come, will you? Don't look at like I'm going to be going nowhere for a while. We're the judge's patter. I got stuff to make amends for apparently all them offenses. Was it again? Breaking and entering, taking the box trotter stuff. What was it in the log? Blah blah blah. Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense. But diving ain't an offense, it's a job, ain't it? I don't think so. Still, it's got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work. I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Otto? Well, no, but I was never a pickpocket. Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. I'm gonna do something for all of them, lot like me from the slums, something that makes a difference for them. That's a wonderful idea, Genie. I'm sure you can do it. That's nice. That's a nice thing. What is it? Aww. Is she crying? Nothing. Miss General Strad, the prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once. Right. Wow, looks like I'm off then. Yes, goodbye, Gina. And good luck. Oh no? Yes? Oh, is she gonna fire at us? Ah! What was that for? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so... Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase... Hitherto! Hitherto! Hit her too! Hit her too! Hit her too! Right? Hit her too. Oh God. Yeah. Up until now, oh fuck this word. Missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade. On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you. Oh. No, shooting people is a better way to do that. It's good advice, Genie. Nah, shoot him up. Right, I see. Well, I give you the gift of becoming Shrek. Thanks, Soto. Aww. Thank you for everything, what you done, for believing in me. Oh, that's so cute. Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. Oh, that is so cute. Well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again. Wow, quite the indomitable pig purse. Oh, I never forgot I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and the try is all over at the front page. Pickpocket innocent proven. Isn't it wonderful? You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled. Oh no, how silly of me. But anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news? Not again. Well, what do you say, Runo? Early? As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Absolutely not. I have no interest in listening to anything but good news. And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it? Let's not go there. Alright then, maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall apparently. Wow, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort. Alright then, what's the bad news? The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailing out of the Dover have been delayed by a day or more. Wait, Dover? That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off. God damn, for real? But there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky. Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruto? Mr. Sholmes? I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most precious baked soul. The great detective does it again. Indeed he does. I happen to be aware of a number of rail transport directors' foibles. What? Let me remain my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive, elementary. Oh, we get to go on a trolley. Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way. What are we waiting for then? To London, Victoria. Damn. That took somewhat longer than I anticipated. This game is taking longer than I anticipated. Susie's boats must be about to leave now. Mrs. Sato, where are you? Oh, over there, look. It looks like she's reading something. Wow.
Hold it!
Mrs. Sato, wait, what are you doing? Oh my gosh. She could have been at our trial this whole time. Oh, she's been caught. Oh, is she gonna throw? Mr. Naruto, what are you doing here? We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that the sailings were being delayed due to bad weather, you see. Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go? It went well. She was acquitted. Aww, that's wonderful. Really wonderful news. Aww. The book you were about to throw into the sea. It was your encyclopedia of the British law, wasn't it? Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now, so I was saying my final farewell. You were saying goodbye to law? You, Susato-san? Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the peephole, Miss Sato? I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide that fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable. That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie? On the evening of the incident, Mr. Schultz had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember. Oh yes, we had a wonderful time. Well, Gina gave us a little introductory session, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean. Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Runo's armband. Yes, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me. Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice for ages. On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flap pomade, so I put it up my sleeve. Really? And then I rather forgot about it until I found myself in Mr. Windybank's shop with it later that night. I see. And then... Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Oh my gosh. After Mr. Nardo had left the shop, I started to think that door started to play on my mind. The storeroom door, you mean? Yes, if Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had up on my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know. So you used the cat flapper mat to make the peephole in the door. As captured in the photographic print of the shop by one of Hurley's red-handed recorders. Indeed, it was of the first importance at that point. Precisely when the peephole was made, that information would prove to be Mr. Narodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing. But when I looked through the hole in the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remembered that trial 2 months earlier, the trial Magnus McGilda. I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windybank, even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing. You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime. That's right. But then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case. What do you mean? Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind a door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have been a way to see beyond the door. For which, people would be the very thing. Only the people I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal wouldn't know that, so it wouldn't make any difference. But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not? A trap? Is that why she did it? So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the people to anyone, not even to the police. I know, and I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong, a criminal offense even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. If Mr. Naruto was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the people could save him. That was my plan. Aww. She really does think of everything, and this is why she should be the lawyer. But then, why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began? My dear fellow, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade. You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with a crime scene. So Mrs. Sato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone, for your sake and Mrs. Strahd's. Mrs. Sato, the truth is, when it happened, I did it because I lost a little of my faith in the law. I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime, but that moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant. What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Graydon is the one who lied in the witness stand, using that people as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, If the peephole inconsistency had existed, I'm not at all sure she would have been acquitted in the end. Mrs. Sato, what you did saved Gina's life. What were your kind words, Mr. Naruto? You saved me too from my regrets. Wow, we must all be thankful that Mrs. Stra's freedom has been assured. Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind I'm sure. But the revelation that the music box disc contained secret messages, Mr. Naruto. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration. Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was. Oh, it wasn't? There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator, and she said that the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones. As one would expect, after all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted. In cipher? I see. So then we could never have hoped to understand the message anyway. Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-pipe problem, I assure you. Well, yeah, if you find a cipher, you could determine a Asogi? What? Well, that can't be a real word, can it? Oh, how funny. Wait, Iris, what did you just say? I just said Asogi. Does that word mean something to you? Oh, that's a name. Means something? Asogi was the name of my best friend. Yep. What? But how? How did you know that name, Iris? I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box. Good thinking. She's transcribed it on the fly. She really is a genius. I thought the message properly would be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. And whatever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least. Oh, it suddenly occurred to me, you see? There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code to use it in their own languages. I don't believe it. Are you saying? That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think that it's based on the Iroha pentagram, isn't it? You mean to say that in Japanese Morse code the message says Asogi? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code. Iris, would you let me see that? Mrs. Sato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code? Yes, I spent some time studying it. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for national communications. Oh, it will. Then, might I recommend, my dear madame, that you focus your efforts on the English version? Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please. Of course. But what can this possibly mean? Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes is made the color drain from Sato's face. Oh my gosh. There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code. So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications? I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names. 4 names? The first is Kei Asogi. Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why was his name on that disc? The second is A Shin. Shin? I don't recognize that name. The third? T Guregusa. Gregson? It would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on that list. And what's his name doing in a secret government communication as well? And the last name? What's that? What's the matter, Mrs. Sato? It's just so strange, so unexpected. Oh, what is this to see? Don't keep us in suspense. Is that our name? The last name is J. Wilson. What? Wilson? Oh, John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy? Oh, this has become interesting. It says only J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then after 4 days, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, this is all 4. And that's the end of the message, or rather the end of what you noted down, Iris. I just can't believe it. Who would ever have thought that those discs contain Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names. It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan. So Daddy could be in Japan then. Where Suzy and Runo come from? Oh well. No, it's not very likely really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be a lots of J's among them. Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. But we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. Oh, I have some bad news about this guy. You might want to. If someone calls you Orphan, please don't be too surprised. This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Windymang's murder today, I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave. I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside. Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon. Yes, it seems so. I'll sail on that ship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan. Oh my gosh. Like, imagine going by ship all the way to the UK, from the UK to Japan. Oh my god, this is gonna be like a 500-year trip. You're already going then, Suzy. We wish you a safe passage, Mrs. Sato. Thank you much. I wish you all the very best. Mrs. Sato, wouldn't it be more like wouldn't it be faster to go by land? At this point, I hope to have you always at my side to guide me and support me. Mr. Naruto, please come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world. Aww. I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it. Really, Suzy? Oh, now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill. A promise? About your manuscript? Ah. Oh yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles. I'll be waiting for you then, Suzy. A promise is a promise. Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruto? Yes? Do you remember the first time we met? Yes, of course. on the SS Buria when I was dragged out from that wardrobe, still half asleep. If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with a Susato takedown. You know very well that I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy. Mrs. Sato. And my instincts were right. I really want to believe. No, I'm sure that. I'll be back soon. Farewell until then.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least.
The first volume. The first volume.
Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will.
Oh my gosh, I know it is done.
Whatever happens,
Half of the game is
I'll be
done.
able to turn my fortunes around.
Half of the game is done. Oh god.
After all,
I feel like I've
I have
been
the
like
greatest
reading the
friends in
Bible.
world on my side.
Like it's half the game is done. There's still another half of the game. We're not done with the greatest attorney chronicles, yo.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop. No more. Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call.
Yeah, Mr. Sholmes.
It's time to stop.
No, it's listen. Okay, after this I'm going to take a break again from the Greatest Attorney Chronicles. But I will come back someday with for Resolve. But I need a break after that. I have some rather awkward news. The railway company has decided to sue over the Special Express train apparently. It caused such a commotion on the line, all the other trains had to wait at the stations. But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. No, I'm not continuing the stream. I'm just trying to finish this case in particular and then I'm going to bed. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault. I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Mrs. Sato, you love defending yourself in court. It's alright, I'm perfectly happy to testify. He really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous. See?
Bruh.
Mr. Sholmes? Yes? A word, if you don't mind. Why, certainly, any word you like. Below it, my dear fellow. Oh, yes, I love Bruno's words, and I know just the one he'll use here. Everybody together. Then I really must say...
Objection!
Objection! Ah, okay. Now, it was close. It was close. There you go. Finally did it. We finished the Greatest Attorney Chronicles adventures. Oh my gosh. Why did they choose such a long name? Oh my gosh. That. I'm so exhausted. That game really exhausted me, y'all. It's a good game, but goddamn, it was so long. I've been streaming for 7 hours. I could have like by hour number 4, I should have just like been like, okay, well, we're gonna continue next week and gone to bed. I deserve my rest. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I used up all my energy for this stream. 7 hours of stream. I used up all my energy tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to stream tomorrow. Like they took away all my juice. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just call off tomorrow's stream. After, yeah, take tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, Guava, thank you so much for the 100 BDs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Aww, no problem. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like it's actually way more fun to go through this with someone else, like other people, like go through this journey than by myself, you know. And honestly, I'm still not tired. I took good thing that I took a nap before the stream. I took like a 1 hour 30 minutes nap, so like I feel great right now. I'm gonna go eat, and I'm probably gonna watch something, hang out or something like that, but I'm definitely gonna take tomorrow off. I've done enough streaming for a weekend. But I'm really glad. I'm thinking of I will definitely finish the Desperate Housewives video game like next weekend. You worked today? You took a 3-hour nap after? Yeah, these are great. Naps are great. Naps are great. Like I feel like I've rested more than an actual night's sleep, you know? Which is kind of weird. You would think that you would feel more rested after like 8 hours of, like 7-8 hours of sleep, but no, a nap and you're ready to roll. You are ready to roll. But yeah, I will. Unfortunately, that means no Desperate Housewives tomorrow. But I will schedule it for next weekend. I don't work on Friday. I don't work on Friday, so I could stream on Friday. I have something on Saturday. We're having another board game event, so I might. So I'm not gonna be available on Saturday, but I'm available on Friday, so I'll probably have a Friday stream. And Tuesday I will be continuing Roki. I'm not gonna finish Roki, but I'm gonna be continuing Roki. But yeah. And I did some thinking, and I do want to have like a stream dedicated to mobile games like the Love Island game and the the Too Hot to Handle app game as well. And I maybe play some chapters game. That would be fun. I would love to host board game nights. Unfortunately, I live in a place where most people wouldn't be able to go unless they have cars. Like I live in the suburbs, so it's pretty inaccessible for people without cars. So we try to find people who live on the island, like who live in the city. Wow, those critics are still going. At least I'm not bothering reading any of that shit. I'm not bothering. Whatever. It is whatever. I'm scared. I'm scared of like if I look on my Steam and it tells me how many hours I spent on this game, I'm scared. Oh, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love the kitty. I love the kitty. Oh my gosh, Waggy is so cute. Cute, so adorable. Okay, what now? What now? Can I please go to bed, game? Can I please go to fucking bed? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, what is that? Oh, it keeps going. It keeps going. Even the credits are a sec, taking 500 years. So they're like meeting up all the people that we've like encountered. The first case, we never figured out why she did it. So we never figured out why she did it. I don't think I care enough about this. No, I don't. Yeah, yes, I want to skip this. I want to go to bed. Mish. Fine, yes, fine, Finn. Bye. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Are they like in the making like are they like working on a new game right now? Oh. Hold on. Okay. Oh, you know what? Skip. Yes. All right. There. We did it. We did it. We finished that damn case. Oh my gosh. I feel like I went back to school. I graduated. I got married. I had a few kids. And now I'm in retirement. And now I finished the game. God damn. Somber died before. Somber died. Somber died of old age before I finished this game. You were able to play 4 Red Dead Redemption 2 missions while just the end credit. Oh my gosh. It says 60 hours, 60.7 hours. It took me 60.7 hours to finish the adventures part. There's still the reserve part. So if the Greatest Attorney Chronicles Resolve is also another 60 hours, that means it's taking like 120 hours. You're working on book edits? Yeah, no problem. If you're like lurking, that no problem at all. Like, we love having you. Love having the lurkers. Honestly, whether you're active or lurking, we love having you. Let me see. Yes, there are other people are streaming right now, but let's see who is. Let's see who is. Huh. Wait, hold on. I might just. Hyperion Angel is playing right now, so I might just rate Hyperion Angel. There's not a lot of people who are still doing stuff at this hour. But anyway, thank you so much everybody for joining in. I really appreciate that. And honestly, I had a blast. Even though it took me 7 hours to finish this game, I had a blast. And this is the type of stuff that I love to do. So I still had fun. Don't worry about it. It's not a chore. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Say hi to Angel for me. No stream tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. I will see you all on Tuesday. All right, take care, y'all. I might do like a group watch tomorrow. We'll see. Instead, I will do a group watch tomorrow. Anyway, bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
You and what army? Me and my army of bread golems. Were you not listening? I probably shouldn't let you get away with this. Oh,